All right. So basically what you're going to do is come to work orders, pull up your Peachtree inventory active work orders. It should be shared with all of you, so anybody who logs in should be able to see this, right? When you get the equipment in, so let's just say we start with 1124. When you get the equipment from PetSmart 1124, you open up this work order, and then there's a button up top called New Inventory.
Hang on 1 second. Our faces are blocking. Okay, I see it. All right.
Okay, so it's just a button. You're going to hit that. As soon as you hit that button, it's going to create what's called an inventory record, right? When it's a little bit slow because we're on the call, but it's not normally this slow. When it creates the new inventory record, then you're going to start recording the equipment, right? So if there's 3 pieces of equipment, you're going to do this form 3 times, but you're not going to have to click the button again. You're going to walk through, right? So let's say the first one is an auto scrubber. We're going to click the equipment type, and we're going to select the auto scrubber. And if it's a Nilfisk Advance, we're going to scroll through and find Nilfisk Advance. And then if it's a SC750, let's just say, we're going to scroll through and find SC750, right? So simple, right? So far?
Yep. Yep.
Then we're going to say, is the serial number missing or completely unreadable? That defaults to no. So the only time you're going to use this if there's no serial number plate, it's completely scratched out. You can't make out a single digit on the serial number, or there's no TSS serial number on there. So there's no 777 number on the unit. Okay. So that's the only time you're going to use this. Other than that, you're going to put in the full serial number, right? So whatever it says on the plate, that's what you're going to enter here. So don't shortcuts, no shortcuts, no last 4 digits, no engine serial numbers, right? We don't want engine serial numbers. If there's no serial number plate, but you have an engine serial number, don't put it here. Check this to yes, and then put the engine serial number in here for a reference.
I was going to have that question. Yeah, because sometimes you can see like the first 5, but you can't see the last 3. So
okay, if you can see the first 5, but you can't see the last 3, lowercase x, right? Because no serial number in the world is ever going to have a lowercase x, and it's something that I can search for. Okay. So if it's missing, and these instructions are here in the information for the field, right? So if you ever forget, just click on that and it'll pop up the information.
Awesome.
But if you have the full serial number, however many numbers it is, put that in there. It's alphanumeric too. Okay. Hour meter, right? We got to turn these things on and get the hour meter reading. I know Advance has the digital one in the dashboard or whatever. Just whatever you can read on the hour meter, you can enter up to 4 digits and then a decimal and then 2 more digits. Okay, so you can up to 100ths. The decimal is not automatic. So if you put in 1, 2, 3, 4, thinking it's 123.4, it's not going to work that way. All right, you're going to have to put that decimal in there.
Okay.
Again, if there is no hour meter, just check this over to no hour meter. If it's completely broken or it's whatever, if the machine's completely dead and you can't get it to come on, check that, right?
Okay.
What that's going to do is it's going to put all 9s in there. So it'll be 9999.99. And then that way we'll be able to search for those as well. Okay? Otherwise, it's required to put an hour meter in there. And then, does the unit appear to be in use? Now, this is going to apply less for you guys and more for the guys that are in the store. But basically, it means is the unit in use? Is it on charge? Doesn't have freight stacked all over it, whatever, right? If that's always going to default to yes, you guys can probably just ignore that unless you get a unit in and it's missing the brush motors and the batteries are out of it or whatever, right?
Yeah. You want to leave it if it's able to be used, pretty much leave it as in use.
Yeah, absolutely. For your purposes, yeah. For your purposes, yeah. If as long as it turns on and it drives and brushes come on and whatever, you're probably good to go. That means that it was able to be used wherever it came from.
Yep. Okay.
If that's true, then you have an inventory notes field here. Whatever you want to put in relation to that unit, not the whole group of unit, but just that particular unit. If it was damaged in
Units in
shipping,
good. Yeah, units in good shape, missing squeegee assembly and pad drivers.
Same drives, it's missing the
right. If it's missing parts, that's perfect note for this. If it's fine, if the unit is fine and there's no reason to make a note, like don't put a note just to put a note.
Yeah.
Right. If it's missing something, put that note. If it's brand new and it doesn't need any work, put that note. Right. But
Okay.
if it's just okay and it's going to need a bath and PM and whatever, don't put anything in there.
Okay.
Understood. Okay. So if you change this to not appears to be in use, it's gonna become mandatory, and then you have to put in why, right? So if it's missing the pad drivers, there's no batteries in it, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then we're gonna check that.
Machine has been parted out, whatever.
Exactly. If that's the only unit for this location, then you're gonna check add another machine to false, right? I should say no. I haven't updated it. Right? But it's add another machine is no, right? And then when you click next, it should take you, it takes you back here. It should take you to the, to the inventory record. Sorry, something broke here.
So when you do complete that out, does it take you right to the inventory of the machine? You can then swap it over. It's not going to automatically put it in on my system.
No,
Here.
you'll have to go in and update install product and move it to us, put it in storage.
So this is the record that it creates. Now, isn't that interesting?
Didn't do it?
John was asking me about a goof. So somebody said it wasn't showing him the lines. And I sent him a response saying I didn't find any problems, and I didn't. And now I'm on a demo, and it's not showing me the line that I just put in. So,
it didn't save though because you didn't have the hours in it. I don't think, did it?
Well, it should have given me an error.
It did.
Sure.
It just did it right under the hour meter thing, but you clicked the hour meter.
Oh, that's why. Okay, so when I clicked X, if you click X when you're entering the machine detail, that just goes away. It doesn't complete the process, but it does create the inventory.
Oh,
So the inventory record is there, but the detail. This is good. So, but the detail is no longer. It's not there because it didn't save the machine detail. Right. So if we go back to the work order. If we go back to the work order and we click new inventory, it's not going to create a new inventory. It's going to pull up the old inventory and then ask you to add a new machine, right? So we'll go back through that process and I'll show you what it really looks like because I obviously goofed myself.
In a good way, though.
In a good way, yeah. Maybe that answers why this guy, do you know anybody, do you know TNT? Do you know
Harold.
TNT?
Yeah.
Is he sharp or is he a little?
Yeah,
he's a good tech.
He's a good tech. He can be an ass or come off as an ass. He's just a good old country boy.
No, I don't know him personally. I just know that he's the one that was having the issue. And
he's not afraid to tell you.
I like to give him the benefit of the doubt. But if he's canceling, if he's hitting the X instead of finished, that explains exactly what's going on there. So if he didn't do a mandatory field, right? Yeah, there it is. So that's exactly what happened. So I didn't have something that was required, and I didn't bother scrolling through to look for it. So I didn't see it. But it brings you here to the inventory record when you're done, and then it posts the equipment that you've already entered here on the right. Okay.
Nice.
So you click view all and you see the information that you just entered right there. Okay.
But then you would have to move that over into the system.
Yeah. So right now, this is the end of the process. In the future, there will be internally for you guys, there will be a inventory validation button which will look up in the system to see if there's already an installed product called whatever your serial number is.
Yep.
And then you'll be able to match it just like you do with the duplicate
Merge.
the duplicate merge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No.
so we're good, right? And now when you're done with that, you do have to go back to the work order
Close it out.
and work complete it.
Or
Yeah.
work completed. Yeah.
Mhm.